So what were you
So
saying in terms of this time frame as being short for us?
yeah, so we know in the rideshare community is that we don't have the time. We have less days ahead of us, and more days behind us. So because of the autonomous project, it's already here. It's not like, oh, it's already here. The technology is real. I've seen it running full time in Phoenix. So what does that tell people here? You know, what I mean, it's going when it come here to Detroit, which it will. So what does that tell the drivers? Hey, you guys are seeing the handwriting on the wall. It's just as Morpheus said, when they implement so many thousands of cars on the road, where passengers will be able to have the options, right, to whether human or not. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to deal with more about what as a person should be doing. You have to mind your own business. If you don't mind your own business, I mean, somebody else will mind. You'll be minding somebody else's business if you don't mind your own business. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Morpheus.
Yeah, so you have to figure out what you're going to be doing. Now, they got AI, a lot of AI applications. A lot of people don't know how to use AI, so you might have to reinvent yourself. Uh, you might have to start writing some ebooks. Who knows? It's a whole lot of things that you may have to change up, whereas you are not doing that today, but doesn't mean you can't learn it. I myself personally learning how to trade stocks. So I'm gonna do this day trading thing. I've done the local marketing thing, and that's worked fairly well for me. But I like what I see in terms of the day trading aspect of it. So I'm learning that every day at 9:30 in the morning. I'm following the steps to be a trader. So you got to figure out something because the ride share or the gig economy is not going to be what it is today or yesterday because it's changing rapidly fast. Amazon just announced that they will be shipping packages under 5 pounds by drone. Now, of course, you have to be less than I think five or 7 miles away. But you know how many drivers they're going to slow down on having if they can deliver by drone?
Right, it's gonna be quite a few of them.
Yeah, you
Quite a
see the
few.
picture? Picture's getting
But
clearer
here,
and clearer and clearer.
right.
You have
Well,
to
since you
reinvent
mentioned,
yourself.
well, Morpheus, since you mentioned about the drone thing, and this could be another opportunity for those if you're looking for another job idea or career path. Get your drone license. Get your Part 107 license for drones. Therefore, you could be a pilot and you could fly one of those drones because they're gonna need pilots to pilot those drones. Those drones are not going to, they'll fly, but they have to have a human element. So that may be you if you're interested in doing that. Get your drone pilot license, and
You
that
got a
way you can go
lot.
ahead on it. Yeah,
I was gonna say they got a lot of YouTube people teaching it how to pass it, and they got some courses that you can take that you end up paying for. So
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go back in it myself and get my because I was studying it for a minute,
what's going
but
on, my
this is
man?
okay.
How do you pronounce your fancy name? Amazon. What's going on?
Okay,
So
so
let's talk
yeah, go
about
ahead.
the type of vehicles people should or shouldn't do, unless unless you had to, you know.
Right, I understand. All right, well, let's talk about it. That's cool. My recommendations for a vehicle, I want the people to pay really close attention. Vehicle, before I even go in that, let's talk about dollars and cents. You should have a vehicle no more than $5,000 if you're going to do Uber full time, right? This matters a lot because the vehicle you should be buying definitely should be used. It should be already depreciated and already because you ain't got to worry about depreciation declining when the car is already a used vehicle. What else? I recommend certain type of cars, vehicles that are Toyotas, Hondas. Those are at my top two of my top list of the most cars that are the most dependable. It's a Toyota and a Honda. Everything else, in my opinion, you're going to be looking at more than just routine maintenance.
Don't forget the hybrid version though.
Right, and I was going to mention that as well too. But yeah, the hybrid now, that's a different animal, but it's well worth it. Half gas, half electric. I know what a lot of people are thinking. I know from Toyota, I never owned a Honda. He has a hybrid, and I have a hybrid as well too for the Toyota. So with these cars, you have low maintenance, which means tire rotation, replacement of tires, oil changes, right? We talk about air filter, fuel filters, right? We're talking about your general maintenance, your basic maintenance. I know what you guys are thinking out there. Oh man, if I buy a hybrid, the battery pack, whatever. My thing is simply this: you can get a nice replacement battery pack for a Toyota Prius, right? One of these replacement battery packs. These companies, aftermarket companies, you're probably looking between 16 to $2,000 just for a battery pack. To me, it's worth it. I did with me and my friend of mine put one in my mother's Prius, and she's been rolling ever since. You know, this is we're not talking. We're talking cars that are built on a reputation of being dependable and reliable. Go ahead, Morpheus.
So um, I'm not advising people to do rideshare because now it's a
Mhm.
total waste. It's a means to an end, but it's a race to the bottom. I'm not saying it's a waste, but what I'm saying is, you, if you gonna do it, you got to do it strategically because the way they're doing trips now makes it so hard to make this hustle work. Give you an example. Today I got a request that they wanted me to pick somebody up a mile and a half away, take them 16 miles, and they wanted to pay just a little bit over $9. There's no way you should accept a trip like that. Now, for sure that they pimped the passenger and charged them every bit of 25, close to 30, I'm sure of it. But what they're
Mhm.
offering you, you can't do rides like that in order to think you're gonna be ahead. Doesn't matter what vehicle you have. Now I get it if
Right.
folks got to get out there because this is the most flexible in terms of gigs, rideshare gigs, and gig economy gears because you can turn the app on when you want and turn it off when you want. And sometimes that definitely works as opposed to going to get a part-time job somewhere where you got to be committed to the hours that they say you want to work. They have that you have to work. So if you are a parent and you got your kid is not too small, but you can run inside a restaurant, take them with you, and come back out and jump in a ride where you don't have to take them to a daycare. That may work for you for a time being. Might work for you for a
Right.
time being, but over the long period, this thing right here should have jumped in 10 years ago and took advantage of it then. Right now, whew, it's a struggle out here right now. And then with the fact that we have a lot of the federal workers simply not getting paid, what do you think they're doing? They're working these gigs because they're easy to get. They jump in their car and go, and they don't have to do much of an interview process or anything like that. They just make it happen.
Right. Exactly. Yep. They just make it happen.